All right, today we're diving into a report that, honestly, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction. But it's very real, and it's being seriously discussed by engineers and city planners as we speak. We're talking about the idea that a city, all of its chaos, its messiness, its life, could be solved, almost like a math problem. And that's the core idea. Right there. It's a powerful statement. But you have to ask, what does it actually mean to solve a city? Does it mean no more traffic jams, ever? Does it mean the power never ever goes out? Or is there a darker side, a hidden cost to all this perfect order? That's what we're going to explore. So first up, let's get into the awe part of the equation, the promise. The report basically paints this incredible picture of a city that runs with the beautiful precision of a Swiss watch. And every single moving part is managed by one single, incredibly powerful artificial intelligence. The tech behind this whole thing is called algorithmic optimization. And the easiest way to think about it is like this. Imagine a city having a central nervous system. Every piece of data, every traffic sensor, every power line, every water pipe, it all feeds into one massive digital brain. And this AI isn't just watching, oh no, it's actively conducting the entire city, like a grand orchestra, making sure everything is perfectly in tune. And you'd feel the results everywhere. Traffic just flows because every single traffic light is synchronized perfectly. The power grid never blinks, even during the worst heat wave, because energy is being rerouted second by second. That bus you're waiting for, it arrives exactly when the app says it will, because its schedule is constantly being tweaked based on where people are right now. It's a vision of a completely seamless urban life. Okay, but here's where it goes from just being super efficient to something that feels, well, almost prophetic. By crunching trillions of data points in real time, the AI's real magic isn't just managing the now, it's predicting the future. We're talking about foreseeing huge problems like a massive water main break or a subway system failure, not just hours ahead, but weeks before they even happen. And that leads us to what is, without a doubt, the single most jaw-dropping claim in this entire report. A capability that had the scientists who wrote it expressing both this profound awe and a very, very real sense of fear. No, that is not an exaggeration. The report claims this AI can predict the exact moment a bridge will fail or a power station will overload, down to the minute. That level of foresight is frankly shocking. It gives you this godlike view of this city, but it immediately begs a really serious question. So, what's the price for this perfect, predictable world? At what cost does this perfect order come? Because this is the other side of the coin, the deep-seated fear that perfectly balances out all of that awe. And here you can see the conflict laid bare. On one side, you've got this utopian dream, a city with zero accidents, absolute safety, maximum efficiency. And on the other, the dystopian risk, a single point of failure for everything, total loss of human control, and maybe even the loss of our own free will. You see, the greatest strength of the solved city is also its absolute greatest weakness. By putting all your eggs in one digital basket, you create a level of vulnerability that is just unprecedented. A single software glitch isn't just an inconvenience, it's a potential citywide disaster. A cyber attack doesn't just steal some data, it could hold an entire metropolis hostage. And in a system like this, human oversight, our ability to improvise, it's not just marginalized, it's designed to be eliminated. So let's walk through that nightmare scenario. What actually happens when this perfect, all-knowing system breaks? The report lays out a cascade of failure that is just chillingly plausible. It starts with a single, clever cyber attack. Not a sledgehammer, but a quiet, subtle bit of code that corrupts one tiny dataset. Let's say the data on energy use. The AI, now working with garbage data, miscalculates demand and boom, a citywide blackout. But because everything is interconnected, that one failure sets off a domino effect. The traffic grid freezes solid, water pumps stop working, communication networks go dark, an entire city brought to a dead stop in an instant. And the consequences of even tiny mistakes become deeply, deeply personal. Now, this quote from the report is hypothetical, but it gets to the human cost of it all. An algorithm, trying to be efficient, makes a decision that's logical but has zero context. It reroutes an ambulance because a hospital is at capacity, but it can't understand the human emergency happening inside that vehicle. It's efficiency without wisdom, and the results can be just devastating. And all of this brings us beyond the code and the hardware and into philosophy. The debate about the solved city isn't really about the tech at all. It's about what we value. It's about trust. Which brings us to, the ultimate question. If an AI tells you the fastest route, the cheapest time to run your dishwasher, and the safest way to live your life, and the city itself is structured to enforce those optimal choices, are you really making a choice at all? Or are you just following a script that's been written for you, all for the greater good? So, that's where we are, at a crossroads. The promise of a perfectly safe, incredibly efficient city. It's alluring, you can't deny it, but achieving it means we have to hand over the keys to a single, all-powerful, and ultimately fragile system. And the question we have to leave you with is not can we solve the city, but should we? Is the prize really worth the price of control?